Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Reino de las Mascaras, the Kingdom of the Masks. I am your host as always, Rey de Mascaras, and we made it to Friday. And you know what that means? It's time to talk masks. And today, I've got one of my favorites, one of my favorite luchadors, one of the favorite replica masks in my collection. So, let's go here. It's just off camera. I adjusted ever so slightly. The top was poking out when I first started getting this ready. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it here. So today we are going to talk about this monstrosity that is a Black Taurus mask. Taurus is one of those luchadors that caught my eye when I first started getting back into AAA in a more consistent basis. First thing I noticed, obviously, the mask. I mean, it was like, holy mackerel, you know, and then you start filling down with Taurus, the person, and you realize that the man is built. He's a big old boy. So this was, when I first started getting into collecting, one of the first pieces I really wanted to find. And a couple years into my collecting days, I found a replica, but it's nice. It's a very nice replica. The hair is an awesome touch. I love the fact that it's got the hair. Totally honest with you, I did not realize until a couple of years back that the hair on this was also on the mask. The official, the ring used masks that Taurus uses. I just assumed he had a lot of hair. It wasn't until, I believe it was Mystery Vortex 2021, that is, with PWG, where he and Bandito wrestled, and I believe it was off of Bandito's blockbuster suplex from the top. Taurus's mask kind of came off. He covered pretty well, you know. I'm one of those fans. I don't go looking for stuff where you can see the faces underneath. You know, there's plenty of videos out there where, you know, somebody will just slow it down frame by frame by frame by frame, and you can catch, you know, ooh, the mask is off. Oh, he took half a second to cover his face, and oh, right there you can see the face. I'm not like that. I really don't care to see guys without the mask. I've actually been that way for a long time. Back in 2005, my cousin promoted a show, and he brought in a talent from Canada by the name of Mentalo. And I didn't realize until after the fact that I was talking to him before the show. We were helping set stuff up, and I was talking to him, and about 5 minutes before the show, I noticed him walking around fully masked, and I realized who I was talking to, and I couldn't get the image out of my head for the longest time. So I was like, no, I don't care to see luchadors without their masks until they're unmasked, if that makes sense. You know, there's, you know, and by that I mean, like, okay, we know, for example, LA Park used to be Principe Island, and he lost his mask then. Okay, we know what his face looks like, but I'm not going to go out of my way to, you know, find a picture of him in the ring getting his mask stripped off. Oh, hey, there's his face. We know. No, I'm kind of weird like that. I'm very traditional. I don't know. That's just the way I am. But anyway, I did not realize until that match when the mask inadvertently came off that the hair was built into the mask. I believe kind of similar to Psychosis back in the 90s. Don't quote me on that. Hey, that might have been his real hair at some point. But anyway, so the nice thing, you know, this is latex, as is, I would assume, the real mask. I've not held one or been close enough to make that determination. But the tricky thing with latex is it does tend to degrade. I've seen it more so on ring warns for guys like Taurus, for guys like Psycho Clown. You know, this one here, I don't notice a whole lot, if any, right now. Then again, I think this is only a few years old, so that might be a factor here. So, yeah, beautiful mask. I will tell you this right now, though, for my for my head, for the beard that I have and whatnot, this thing clings to my head. I can wear it for about 2 minutes before I decide, okay, nope, that's more than enough. Kind of the same thing happens. I don't have it nearby, but I've got a murder clown mask that kind of does the same thing. Oddly enough, I've got a couple of psycho clown masks and a monster clown mask that fit very nicely on my head. We'll talk about those on a future episode, but in the meantime here, I will step away for a moment and I will put this on for about as long as I can. So hang tight. All right, so I've got this thing on about as comfortably as it's going to go. One more adjustment here. Okay, maybe. All right. So the big thing that this thing does is the top of it really pulls down on my eyes, both on the eyelid and underneath my eyes. So my eyes get kind of pinched shut wearing this. You can kind of see, obviously, I'm, trying to make it as comfortable as I can. Hopefully I'm looking at the camera, quite honestly, because it really kind of pushes down and hampers the vision. So definitely not something that I would be wearing more than a couple of minutes. Sorry. There we go. There we go. I can at least get through talking, but it's not something that I wear more than just a couple of minutes, take a picture of it, whatever. Yeah, it's it's tight. It's tight around the eyeballs. I'm gonna be adjusting this about every 20 seconds. So actually, that's not half bad. But that's what it looks like on. Obviously, the very dark hair with the very blonde red beard makes for an interesting combination. So I'm gonna rip this thing off, and we'll talk more about it here in a second. And we're back, and whew, it feels much better. Yeah, I do love this mask. Taurus is one of my favorites. Having a mask, even if it's a replica, just a very cool mask. This is something I would love to have somebody in the nearby area bring Taurus in. I would love to have the opportunity to bring this to him, have him sign it, and just put it on permanent display from that point on. It's an awesome mask. I know I talk about the comfort of it, but you can see in here, the hair is sewn in really well. And it's just, yeah, like I said, it's one of my favorite pieces from one of my favorite luchadors today. Hoping to find one eventually that, I could wear and have it be a little more comfortable, something I could wear, for a long term here. My job when this is way back when I was in the office full time, but they're pretty lenient with Halloween. So actually, it's 2017 or 18. I almost want to say 17. I wore a Drago mask, and I had it on the whole day. And that one's a little bit different. It's got a little more opening. Things can sit a little bit better on it, but I would love to find something similar to this that I could wear, more comfortably. So I could wear it, Halloween, or, just, work meeting here when I'm at the home office, and I just put it on to get a laugh out of folks. But yeah, no, this is a great mask. I love, I love the detail here with, the mark over the eye, the nose ring, the teeth, the horns. I mean, it's beautiful. I love Taurus. I'm, hopefully this is the year I meet him. Thinking it might be 2024 now. Just with summer wrapping up and fall and winter season, it's kind of hard to plan for long distance shows when you don't know what the weather's going to be. So that is today's offering, this wonderful semi-pro Black Taurus replica. So if you like today's episode, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. I am here to take requests. Some weeks aren't like this week where I had a great idea of what I wanted to say and what I wanted to talk about. Others are a struggle. So anything you see that I haven't covered it, you might want to see, let me know. Just looking at my camera frame here, that guy right there, if you haven't seen Instagram, you need to go check out Instagram, because I talk about that one. And I will talk about that one in a future episode, obviously. But if you want the juice now, go check it out over on Instagram. So that is it for this week's episode. We'll see you everybody next week. As always, live, laugh, life. I screwed that up, but oh well. And Lucha Libre. We'll see you next time.